Part two. If you haven't seen part one, go to the previous video. So they blur everything together, right? So to me, I see this conspiracy, right? To blur, uh, Kemet with Babylon. And I'm explaining my position on this, right? So every time with the New Age movement, with the metaphysical movement, they always when they talk about Kemet, right? They always use these Greek terms, Thoth and Hermes Trismegistus and all these things, right? So first of all, let me break this down. Greek is Greek, right? So these were Greek people. So Thoth translates to Tahuti in Greek. But Thoth wasn't a Greek god, right? I mean, Thoth wasn't a god. Thoth was an actual person. Okay, this was a Greek that when the Greeks usurped Egypt, that he decided he wanted to learn spirituality, and I don't know if he became a priest or not. Probably not, because Kemet says that the Greeks were unteachable. They were backwards people. They said they was, they called them, that's where one, idiot came from or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So the Greeks wasn't, they came from a totally different culture of like savagery according to what the Egyptian priesthood, what they, as far as the morality and everything, what they stood for. So they just wanted just to learn the knowledge, but they didn't understand the other part of, working on yourself and purifying yourself and, morality and this, 77 principles of Kemet and the 40 laws of Mayat and all these different things. So they didn't understand these. They couldn't comprehend these things. It was very foreign to them, so it was hard for them to learn. So these were people, all these were different people who came over. These wasn't gods, okay? So we already know that the Greeks took the Egyptian pantheon, the Kemetic pantheon, and changed it, with them. You know what I'm saying? So we know that Thor, was basically came from Kemet. We know that all these different from Greek to Roman, the gods. All these things were basically what the Greeks and Romans were virtualists, or gods didn't have godly principles or moral principles, basically. So this is what this comes down to. So it's the same thing with the people and this and that. So they blur these things together. So that's what Billy Carson is doing, because all these things are separate. Now, if you want to learn about the Anunnaki, fine, but that's totally different from Kemet, right? Some people says this Akhenaten was a Anunnaki, and he wasn't. Akhenaten was a frail, deformed, you know what I'm saying, pharaoh that basically usurped Egypt himself. So what people are talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like spirituality isn't this comic book fantasy. Spirituality is based on logic and reasoning, right? Even though we're talking about things that are untangible. These things basically, anything that's spiritual, right, can be explained in some shape or form or fashion, right? This is the thing with metaphors and allegory, right? So Egypt was the first to come up with this. So here's the thing, right? They always talk about, as I said, when they trying to talk about Egypt, right? They always pull Babylon and the Sumerians in there. So I want to ask you this, right? The seven world powers is what? Egypt, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, Great Britain, and America. So I want to ask you, what did the Babylonians do that was so significant militarily? Because all them people did things militarily, right? History. not just on a secular level. I'm not talking about ecclesiastical history. I'm talking about on all ancient history. So what did they do? Now, if we go from the Bible, right? The the Babylons, but the Babylonians, they were known for building a tower and building a tower to heaven, to the sky, and shooting bows and arrows at the sky, talking about they fight the gods and throwing spears at the sky. And the gods or the God and the angels knock down the tower and change the languages, right? This is what we mostly know of them doing. This is from the Old Testament. Now, when we go into the New Testament, right, Babylon is something different. It's more metaphorical. It's the whore of Babylon, right? It's all metaphoric, right? So, what besides that, right? What has Babylon done that was so significant, right? On any type of, civilization wise, militarily wise. This is what I'm saying. This is what I want to just have you this thing. And I ain't talking about, hey, forget Hammurabi, right? The Bible, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, right? But Hammurabi's law, you know what I'm saying? If you steal something, you cut your hand off. Okay, so that was already done. That was already put into the universe. So can't talk about him. And if you're not talking about the Tower of Babel, what we talking about as far as Babylon? You understand? Except them pictures, them same old carvings they show, of Babylon, of you know what I'm saying, of the dude holding the handbag with the watch on and all that stuff. And come on, man, all that shit is old. Well, for me, it's old. So this is what I'm saying. So you have to just really just think and analyze. You see what I'm saying? When we talk about these things, because when we talking about Egypt, we talking about the pinnacle of civilization, right? And a lot of what the elites, right, they teach, what they the knowledge they use, right, is from Egypt, And this is what I learned, and we'll maybe get into this another day, but yeah, civilization goes back way further than than they teach it as pre-dynastic Egypt, okay? Pre-dynastic Kemet. I mean, it goes back way further than this. You know what I'm saying? The pyramids are way older than what they talking about. So we have to understand when we talking about, the Bible, we only talking about 6,000 years of history, right? Any Christian, any theologian worth, their salt believes in a 6,000-year-old, existence didn't start to 6,000 years ago. But when we really look into it, what is it really? I mean, I'm not saying existence started millions and millions and millions of years ago as on the other spectrum, but it's most definitely older than 6,000 years. You feel me? So this is one of the things I want to just break down, man. All this stuff is redone and rehashed. Some people saying that Billy Carson, he's an agent. Probably so. You know what I'm saying? But, these things, hey, man, it change and transform, man. When the elites see something that's, catching on, they change it. So that's how they changed it, what I'm saying, from the last video that I did, the conscious community to the woke community, because too many white people were going to these, buying these videos and tapes and stuff, learning about these conspiracies and learn about this alternative type knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff was true. Some stuff is exaggerated. Like some stuff, like as far as like the flat earth stuff, that's bullshit. And then because, it got more about money. People want to know about the flat earth. That's more money for them. It got, things get corrupted, man. They want status, they want money, they want fame and all this. So this is how they, the conscious community, just fell. You know what I'm saying? Just really bad. I'm not saying it was perfect and all this other stuff, but it had its benefits. So Billy Carson, yeah, he's an agent, unknowingly or knowingly. period. Talk to you.